Hey guys, welcome to Joe's RC Corner, and today we're going to start on the cowl here, trying to get the split cowl back together so that we can mount it back on the aircraft. So stay tuned, guys. Okay, so thanks guys for joining me today on Joe's RC Corner. Like I said, we're going to be working on the cowl here. We're going to be trying to get this refitted back on top here and get it to pull in back on the aircraft and line it up with the bottom cowl as well. So we're going to first go ahead and get these mounted on the airplane. So before we mount this cowl, what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and line the inside of this with some tape. And I have some shipping tape right here that will be working perfect for that. We're going to clean the surface first with some denatured alcohol so we have a nice clean area to attach this to. Okay, we're going to take some of the shipping tape here. The epoxy shouldn't stick to this. Okay, so just like this, we have the shipping tape just lined the inside here. I'm going to add little pieces right here and here as well, and then along this side here. All right, so now that we have that accomplished, that'll protect the inside and keep the epoxy and the glass from getting on top of that. So we're going to go ahead and mount this in place now. So basically the plan is to get this all mounted onto the airframe, and then we'll line up the top half with the bottom half, tape it together, and once it's taped together, we should be able to pull the cowl off afterwards, line it all and keep it all lined up, and add the fiberglass on the inside lip. Okay, so now that this is mounted in place, it's nice and secured, we got to get this one mounted as well. So we already have one mounting point right here at the top. We're going to use that one again. And then we're going to create two new mounting points to hold the sides in here. Okay, so now that we have the top of the cowl mounted in the three locations, we can align everything up here. And then we're going to start pulling everything in to line everything up nicely. And we're going to use some tape for that. So the first thing we're going to make, first tape we're going to be using is some masking tape to wrap around the top and pull this in so that they line up. Get everything lined up nicely. Okay, and then we'll come around to the other side. Okay, so now that we have this all taped together, we can go ahead and unbolt this, take the spinner off, and then slide this cowl off. Now that we didn't put since we took the mufflers off, this will come off pretty darn easily. And then what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and line the inside with some 2-ounce fiberglass, a couple layers in there, and make sure that it stays nice and tight just along this area here. I want it to come up over here, over the top quite a bit, and then overlap about a ½ inch around the bottom. So we'll go ahead and do that and come right back, guys. Okay guys, so now we got the bench cleared off, we're going to go ahead and start looking at the cowl here. So now that we got it all taped together here where it needs to be, everything is lined up pretty nice. What we're going to end up doing is we're going to take some strips of the 2-ounce fiberglass cloth here, and we're going to epoxy that right in here. Now the one layer is going to be going on the bottom. That layer is going to be gluing to the tape that we put in there, and that little bit there is not going to stick to it. It's going to end up pulling right off, which is great. So we're going to go ahead and get some epoxy resin mixed up in a cup and get the fiberglass cloth cut into the lengths that we need, and we'll go ahead and get started on that. All right, so now that we got that cleared off, we're going to go ahead and pull out some of this. And we're going to cut out 2 layers for each side, maybe 3 layers for each side, okay? And we're going to lay that inside there with the epoxy. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and get this cut out, and we're also going to grab a container that we can put the mixture in and then soak it into. Okay guys, so I have a scale out here with a container, and I'm going to go ahead and mix this 3-to-1. I also have my cloth, my fiberglass cloth, that's going to be laid inside there. And for starters, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and measure these out. And I want to take out, see if I can get 2 at the of these. Okay, now that we have that mixed, I'm going to wipe this up on here so my wife doesn't get mad. Set that off to the side. Okay. We're going to lay this on its side, and we're going to lay it in the fiberglass this way, okay? So first we're going to mix this up. Okay. There we go. And that's mixed up pretty well. We'll go ahead and set that stick aside there. And what I'm going to do, I want to make sure that this is extremely impermeated here with the epoxy here. So we're going to go ahead and just lay it through like this. Let it soak up some of it. Okay. And we're just going to reach in there and lay it in. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll set this aside now and let it cure and see what we got tomorrow. All right, guys, catch you in the morning. All right, so the next day we came out to find the fiberglass and the epoxy resin has cured great. Do have some cleaning up to do around there, but it gave me a great location to add the 1/8 inch plywood which is where the blind nuts are going to be mounted to, which you'll see here in later pictures. This next picture, you'll see the plywood mounts are all glued in, and then I added more fiberglass to those areas to reinforce it and really sandwich them in place. Then we added the 3mm blind nuts all around, and even added a little bit extra there in the middle. And then we mounted it and test fit everything, and it looked really good. Really happy with how it came out. So stay tuned, guys. Keep building, keep flying. See you on the next one. Thanks, guys.